Welcome to Defining Dad Bod, where we work to untangle the messy knots of the health and fitness industry as if your children's lives depended on it. Because they do. This is where we decide to make our bodies stand for something bigger than ourselves. This is where we find practical wisdom to live by, one powerful conversation at a time. May the words spoken here inspire you to keep moving forward no matter where you are. Who knows who you could be if you could become 1% better every single day.
We can do the show thanks to the support of listeners just like you. For more information how you can become part of the inner circle, go to findingdadbod.com/inner circle.
The words you're about to hear, I wrote 4 years ago for Lifetime Fitness in an article they published called When It's Time for a Pep Talk. My oldest was just a few months old at the time, and since this was before I stumbled upon the research for the biological basis for dad bod, I didn't know that there were hormonal reasons for the depression I was wrestling with at the time. What I did know is that the discipline and practice of regular exercise and my observance of healthy nutrition habits, even in spite of lack of motivation, poor sleep, and weird cravings, were echoes of something powerful and important for me. A lot's happened since then. I've gotten fired. I've founded a movement, I've had another kiddo, survived a pandemic, and even managed to live out my goal to redefine dad bod, or father figure, in a positive and powerful light, while helping other people do the same. I'm thankful for the journey and the opportunity to share that with you today, and even more thankful to be able to say that the spirit of this article that I wrote 4 years ago, the words you're about to hear spoken, has never been more important. When everything shut down and the social isolation began, I thought to myself, what could a lowly nutrition and exercise professional do to inspire people and bring them together in a time when there's so many things outside of our control? It bothered me. It kept me up at night. I ran a lot of miles trying to work through the problem. And then I put out a poll to our social media community to say that I was doubling down on controlling my controllables, on maintaining my exercise regimen even though the gyms were closed, on doing my best to eat well even though there were only certain things you could buy at the grocery store. And despite all the craziness going on around us, I was committed to maintaining a positive and powerful mindset for myself and my family. And then I asked if anybody wanted to join me in doing that publicly. 37 people said yes, I'll do that. I'll journal my mindset. I'll be accountable for my nutrition. And I'll share my plans for exercise every day. Count me in. And man, it was a struggle, wasn't it? Through March and through April. Well, we literally didn't know what to expect week to week. People committed to doing squats with their children on their back as weights, getting their 10,000 steps a day, increasing their protein intake even if it just meant eating sardines because that's the only thing they could buy at the time, and quoting famous motivational speeches, scripture, or even posting songs sometimes, all in an effort to make life happen, to become 1% better every day rather than letting life happen to you. I'm inspired by everybody's efforts. I learned that many people are just as dedicated as I am, if not more so. There's a lot going on in the world right now. Some of it leaves me speechless, which is saying a lot. You can ask my wife. But what I can say is the words that I wrote 4 years ago and that I brought to you on this show just over a year ago are true and good, and I hope you find them inspiring. So that while there are so many things shifting around us, that doesn't change your resolve to be an agent in your own life and a positive and powerful force for your family and community. Thanks for joining me here at Defining Dad Bod. Who knows what our world could be if each of us committed to becoming 1% better every single day.
Oh man, you're in that place again. Yet why you're there is irrelevant. Life is happening to you. Something's become so big, you can't handle it, and you're tired of fighting the good fight anymore. Go ahead, wallow in it for a bit. But how far does that get you? You feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you try anything and everything to make the uncomfortable truth go away. Life is happening to you. Turn to laziness, numbing your mind and body by doing nothing and watching mindless things. Your step counter is blinking at you and for you to move, but you don't care. You deserve to do nothing, right? And by golly, you're going to do just that. However, doing nothing leaves you feeling more tired and a dull mind leaves you even more down than before, and life keeps happening to you. Turn to food. Perking yourself up with a sweet and salty bite, you enjoy the first bite or two. It's so good. You deserve this too, don't you? You've been so good lately. And for what? You feel down, so why shouldn't you indulge? Only with every bite, the mind is desensitized. With every chew, you're less and less enamored until the guilt of turning to lavish indulgence makes a pit in your belly. And on top of your depression is shame. Oh, and life keeps happening to you. Now, turn to your friends. Dumping your woes onto another because lazy solitude and gluttonous coping weren't sufficient is perhaps the only way to make the dread go away. But after a few relieving sentences, you realize that they have their own problems, and you're not really adding anything to their life by piling on your struggles too. You feel more alone than before, all alone, and life keeps happening to you. On not much more than a whim, though, you decide anything is better than this. You decide that taking control, doing something, anything, is better than this. Life churns on whether you like it or not. Do nothing. Eat. Watch. Cry about it. And nothing changes. Life keeps moving forward, and it's happy to do so without you. But isn't anything better than letting life happen to you? Turn to running. Dust pounds under every footstep as your breathing falls into sync with your mental patterns. Sure, it's tiring, but as you press on, endorphins flood your brain, washing doubt, anxiety, and pain away. A smile spreads across your face. Things begin to make sense as you take control. You're moving forward, even if it's just in space and time. You're moving forward. You are starting to make life happen. Turn to yoga. The tranquil peace of the morning erupts in purpose and motion as your limbs sway and stiffen like a willow, no longer weeping, in salutation with energy of the waking planet. The sun comes alive while you nurture a gentle but glowing sweat and lay motionless after your practice. Gratitude washes over you, and you let go. Even in letting go, you're taking control. By choosing to be motionless and receive life in thoughtful thankfulness, you are moving forward. You are making life happen. Turn to weights. The music blares in your ears and through your muscles as you ready yourself to take on the next challenge. It's heavy, too heavy, but you're going to give it your best shot with good form anyway. Every fiber of your body struggles, and then it happens. You do the impossible. Your chin goes over the bar. You put that hulking thing over your head. You land deftly on the box, and now the impossible is possible, and it's because you tried. Your mind opens as the world gets a little freer. You're moving forward. You're making life happen. Turn to cycling. The world races by in a blur as your legs churn hard into the gears. Pull up, push down. Keep the marching cadence even though your lungs burn and your muscles are fried. Wind whipping, bike buzzing, and eyes bright in anticipation of the crest of the hill. This climb has lasted forever. But in a relieving lightning of force and jubilant triumph, the slope evens out. You can do this, the little voice inside you said. That little voice was right. You're moving forward. Again, you're making life happen. Climbing, swimming, boxing, dancing, jumping, tumbling, playing. The struggle is real, but it's good. Strip everything away, and there are two attitudes you can have in this world. It boils down to a choice. Are you letting life happen to you, or are you making life happen? Choose the latter. In the end, it feels better. It looks better. It lasts longer. It's more fun, and it gets easier every single time you do it. This has been Alex Van Houten with Defining Dad Bod. Until next time, guys, kick butt, take names, and make life happen.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The free, practical advice and conversations here remain unbought and unbiased thanks to the support of listeners just like you. If this episode's been helpful to you, please share it with somebody in your life who you know it will benefit. Then, subscribe to the podcast and leave us a raving review to tell others what value Defining Dad Bod has brought to your health and fitness journey. And finally, if you want more Defining Dad Bod, consider joining our online community. We send a lot of free perks and resources your way, and I, Coach Alex, go live every month to talk through our listeners' health and fitness questions.
to make the practical science of this show applicable to everyday life. Everyone's welcome, and we'd love to have you. For more information about joining the Inner Circle or becoming a supporter of the Defining Dad Bod podcast, go to definingdadbod.com/inner circle. That's definingdadbod.com/inner circle.